Selamat pagi semua. Nama saya Ismail, based in Singapore. So I'm a water engineer supporting the delivery and deployment of water digital twin solutions, such as the DSS in East Asia. So I'll be going through a live demo of the DSS that we have developed from 2020, and it's operational this year. So a core team of BMA flood management staff have completed their onboarding training and have access to these training videos and manual in Thai and English. So we can also deliver one in Malay for Malaysia. We also provide technical support from our Thai and global team, continuously improving it during its operation. So this DSS is a global first for real-time surface water flood forecasting. Ini merupakan projek international pertama yang berjaya. So I'll just jump in straight into going to Moata. So the DSS is a secure private web portal powered by our digital twin Moata. So to just log in, you just go to moata.com in your web browser. This will take you to the Moata home web page. You can press login and then you enter your email. I'll enter my email in. And you'll enter the lobby area. So the lobby area will have different projects. For this presentation, we will jump into Bangkok Flood Management DSS. So this is the map portal. There are different portals. There's the map and alarm portal. So in the map portal, you have observed and forecast data in a visual and user-friendly interface. And in the alarm portal, there are flood alerts provided to trigger operational response. I'll be going through the map portal first to familiarize ourselves a little. Mari kita cuba sikit. So it's the primary interface for accessing all your data, simple and easy to use. You have our project name here, the different portals. There's a question mark here to access the help center for user guides or technical guidance. So there's also a download icon where you can access all your downloaded data. There's a search function where you can search different assets on the map. And also on the left, you have the assets panel where we use most of the time. So the assets panels are layers grouped into categories. There's a drop-down list available for you to expand, close, activate, or deactivate. There's a monitoring layer here where you have the rainfall gauges, river canal flow and level gauges, and road flood level gauges. There's the map icon here where you can switch your base map layer between different versions. I prefer this one because it's more cleaner. And there's the ArcGIS data layer where we have ArcGIS server linked to the DSS in real time, and it contains the different asset information. So right now it's not raining, so you can't see any rain. But for the whole of Bangkok, we have observed and forecast rainfall data from the radar gauges and catchment based on the administrative districts. So you can see the different administrative districts here. And for our study area, we have the flood model results for historical flooding. We have baseline flooding and also climate change events. Our observed results have 5-minute refresh intervals, while our forecasted results, whether it be rain or flooding, have 10-minute refresh intervals. So we'll use a recent event on 20 July, 3 weeks ago, where heavy rainfall event was reported in Bangkok. It was the heaviest event in the past 24 years. So I'll just jump into that. 20 July, it happened around 6 to 8. It continued after that, but I'll just take a 2 hours rainfall event. So I'll apply off the hydraulic output here. I'll zoom out. So the magnitude for rainfall accumulation is on the left here, rain radar, and we can zoom in to see the magnitudes spatially. So you can use the rain radar playback as well to see how the rain moves. So that would be here. You can play it. Oops, wait. You can change the playback speed. So slow it down so you can see it. So you can see the rain really hits the area around 6:30, and the time period is in Bangkok time, 1 hour behind Malaysia. The DSS has location-based analytics, so you can interactively search, explore, visualize your data for trends and insights. So I'll use the same heavy rainfall event. I'll choose data from the radar, the rain gauges, and also the road flood levels. So I'll pin it. I'll choose this chart. So we can, I'll change the time period as well to 12 a.m. the next day. So 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. the next day. So we can see more data here. AM 12 apply. So for the rain radar, I'll add it in. Wait, show advanced analytics for the forecasted data. So I'll add rain radar, forecasted data, 2-hour observed rainfall event, and the flood level. So we can also choose the color for different results. For this presentation, I've chosen red for forecasted rainfall, blue for observed rainfall, and green for the road flood level. There's a threshold level here for early alarm. So when the forecast or observed rainfall hits the threshold level, the early warning alarms will be activated. So we can enable the compare mode to compare the different parameters at the same time. So take note, this event was one of the heaviest events in the past 24 years, and our machine learning will learn more from these extreme events as well. We can download the data here, where you can name the file. Let's say I name it 22 July 20 and heavy rainfall event. And then you can choose the aggregation method if you want the mean, maximum, minimum, or total, and your data resolution as well. So it'll be downloaded automatically. You can start export, and you can access in the downloads tab previously mentioned as well. So it'll come out as Excel files, like in a zip file. Yep. I'll go through the LUMS portal now. Before showing the flood forecasting. So this is the primary interface for accessing all the alarms on the Moata platform. It shows the different alarms from for the gauges and catchments. The breach alarm will show when the rainfall level is above the threshold. Imminent alarm is not applicable for this project. Relief alarm is when you'll get another notification when the rainfall lightens. Disable alarm means when the alarm has we have one alarm which is temporarily turned off. I'll go through this later. And recency alarm is when there's a data gap indicating something is down or we're not getting the data or results churned out. So it shows that we need to have some technical support to solve the issue. Okay, alarms just show the gauges and catchment where no alarms were raised. So yeah, you can manage your notifications here. Right here. You can disable, snooze, or enable alarm. And you can access the information on the level, threshold, alarm type, breach delay, relief delay, and groups. You can access the trends as well, the time series scatter plot, and also download the data from this page. So I'll go back to the slides. We have gone through how to access Moata, the rainfall forecast, its trends and insights for the map and alarms portal. So what you're seeing now is the heavy rainfall event on 20 July. There was reported flooding, and we have some pictures from social media in our study area. So this was the flood forecast for around 7 p.m. Bangkok time. Yeah. And you can see from a zoom in that Siwara Road has 20 mm road flooding for our machine learning flood forecast, and a picture from Street View and post reporting from Bangkok officials confirming the flood forecast. So there were alarms raised and sent to BMA for this event. Last but not least, I'll show you the flood forecast itself. I'll use another event for this one. Turn off the rainfall radar. I'll zoom in of administrative districts and pilot area. So you can see Siwara Road here, right here, on the forecast previously done for the area. 13 plate. So you can see it in action. Where? Sabah, yeah. Okay. Sorry, my internet's a little laggy here. So right here. So our flat forecasting is 2 hours in advance, has a 2-meter grid resolution and a 10-minute update and 2 cm confidence level. So accurately predicting floods was previously considered impossible with conventional hydraulic modeling, as Richard mentioned just now. So our solution was achieved with Mott MacDonald's water engineering and digital expertise put together. So with the DSS, you'll be able to see the unseen with real-time insights from the forecasting. In other words, jangkakan apa akan jadi di masa depan supaya anda boleh yakin untuk bertindak, i.e. act with conviction by shifting flood response from reactive to proactive and ultimately impacting your progress for your TOTEX operations, planning and investment for your flood risk management. To be a flood resilient city, or in Malay, untuk menjadikan bandar yang berdaya tahan dalam isu banjir. Terima kasih. So that's all, Richard, for my side.
Okay, thank you, Ismail. That was great, and Ismail's one of our sort of champions, one of our experts in using the platform and helping to support our local team in Bangkok, and someone who'd be involved in future projects moving forward. So that was obviously a pretty quick demonstration and an overview. Obviously, there's a lot of functions in the platform where I wouldn't expect you to obviously, fully understand and how to do that. But we just wanted to sort of show you, and as Ismail showed, go back and look at actually, the proof of the system is to always go back and look at actual post event to actually what happened and compare that to forecasts. That's the only way you can prove the accuracy of the system. So I guess we've used up our time. I'll quickly take any final questions. I would say, we've recorded this session, so we're happy to share. Maybe Danny can share that recording with your team. You're welcome to watch back as you wish if we covered things a bit too fast. Alternatively, more than happy for you to contact us, either Ismail or myself. Have any more questions? Happy to have follow-up sessions. And obviously, we've focused on Bangkok today, and we're happy to have discussions on how perhaps how this would be applied to your area. I'm aware that you've had a lot of flash flooding sort of during this year so far. Very similar. So so happy to have those discussions. There's a QR code with some more information there. It's just our program website, and as I said, we'll be more than happy to take any questions and provide further information on how the system would work and what the application could be for you. So we'll wrap up. Well, that's I'll stop presenting there, but I'll take any final questions for either Ismail or myself if we've got time.
Many thanks for this, Richard, Ismail. Really comprehensive information. So you happy for us to share the slides with everyone in the call? Yeah, so that we can all the contact details. They can
exactly or they can obviously you're welcome to provide our details as well.
Okay. Just a quick question from me and how to tie it back to what we're doing for Iskandar actually. So Ismail mentioned about the warning system. When say for the during over the pilot period, when the warning system was triggered, how did BMA, from a transport perspective, did they do anything from a transport? How did they kind of uh intervene to kind of make things better from a transport perspective? I guess that's the
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, the short answer is no, they didn't really from a
okay.
transport perspective, because as I said, our client, or we're dealing with the Department of Drainage and Sewerage. This was obviously a pilot project to set this up and prove that it worked. As I said earlier, we had discussions and talked about, and BMA were keen to do, additional function. We talked about integration with the transport team, but we never had the opportunity to do it under the current intervention. So there was no, we've showcased what we've done with other departments. I should also say, I didn't have it on the slides, but we've been speaking to BMA for quite a while, because the intervention is now finishing, as we all know. We've been speaking to BMA for some time now around continuing the platform that they've already having internal discussions and allocating some funding to potentially maintain and use the platform beyond the current intervention. The new Bangkok governor recently came in, and he's very focused on flooding. He's been visiting the flood control center. He's aware of our platform and what it can do. So we're quite confident that the system can continue. And then once, obviously, we were constrained doing intervention beyond that, if we continuing directly with BMA, then we would have those discussions again and look at those opportunities, how they're in the interface. And it's easy. So the alarm system itself is, at the moment, it's quite simple. It's an email alert. You get an alert, an email in real time saying the location, the timing, and the predicted rainfall and the breach, and then you also get an alert when it's over. So we can give them to anybody. I can add you now to get those alarms. So it's easy to share the alarm information with other departments. How they then act upon that, obviously that's a bit less out of our control. We can give them recommendations and work with them, and in that instance we would bring in traffic experts. We're water engineers, but we would bring in traffic experts, perhaps like yourself, to contribute to that, and then work with that department to how best utilize. And as I said in our piece, we did a piece of work under POC3 around flood emergency response. So how do they take, we did workshops with BMA, how would they use this data, how would they respond, what would be the roles and responsibilities, and that proved very successful. But again, limited to the budget available in the intervention, and then ultimately it's up to the city partner, the end user, to take on board that, to follow our recommendations. But it's all about proving, obviously, by proving the accuracy and the value of the system as a pilot, then that should help lead to that confidence, and which is the discussion we're having now.
Exactly, and there's always the opportunity of kind of integrating both systems. If we have a SIM system, mobility management system, and we have this flood management system, there's always opportunity to kind of integrate.
That's something we could look at, as a joint discussion with all the stakeholders. What would it look like? What do you, we'd always start, well, what do you want to see? How, because we can do a lot within the platform. It can be presented in many ways, but obviously you're the end user, you're the benefit, you're the one who's got to act on this. How would you like to see the data? What information would you like to see, and how would you like to see it presented? And then we go away and work on that.
Work on it. Yeah. Great. Thanks a lot, Richard. Any other questions from the floor? If not, then I'll just welcome Mr. Yap to maybe make some closing remarks. Mr. Yap, are you okay to?
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Danny, for coordinating this session. Very useful and helpful. So a big thanks to Richard and Ismail for sharing with us a very crucial expertise and knowledge about the experience in Bangkok. I believe with this experience, it is still applicable anywhere in the world, because the climate change has affected and impacted everyone. Now with the record temperature in Europe and a lot of strange things happening as a result of climate change, with the in the adoption of machine learning, as mentioned by Richard, it has helped improve accuracy. And to hear that the 2 cm depth confidence as well as a 10 minutes update, 2 hours forecast, ahead is to me is very impressive, because it will be very helpful in terms of emergency response. So all this will add up to how we can improve things, especially for the audience here who are mainly coming from Iskandar, Malaysia. So once again, I just want to thank you, everyone, for joining this session, and not forgetting the Mott McDonald's team in Malaysia, like Dr. Chana and Danny, for arranging all this for the benefit of us. And even though it is a very short session, personally, I've found a lot of good information that we can build upon further. For example, the future integration between the flood forecasting with the SIMS and so on. There's plenty of work to do, but as mentioned earlier during the sharing, there's a long list of benefits to be enjoyed, as well as some opportunities that we can explore further, despite some of the key challenges. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be very meaningful. Yeah. So thank you, everyone, and I look forward to more interactions, and perhaps we will contact you, Richard and Ismail, for further information. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.